Good day, everyone, wherever you are joining us from. I want to welcome us all to today's event. Apologies for the earlier spam of our message of our webinar, but everything has been addressed now. All the hosting issues has been addressed. What is about that? I want to welcome us all to today's webinar. My name is Daniela Cole. I'm the training manager with BNet Learning, and I'm also your host for today's event. As an organization, BNet Learning is excited to have you join us here today, and it promises to be a highly interactive and educative session. Please, I want to hear from you. Kindly say hello to us by typing your name and wherever you're joining us from. For example, you can say Dami from Lagos, Nigeria, just to say hello to everyone. We're excited to have you join the webinar today. Okay, I'm seeing some messages already. Hi, Samuel from Adamawa, Nigeria. Fabi Uche from Owerri. Chris from Abuja. Tamola from Lagos. We have Joseph from Plateau State. So many people from different places. You are welcome to the webinar. Please let's keep dropping our names on location that we can get to know all of us here on the call. BNet Learning, just a brief about BNet Learning. BNet Learning is a learning and development organization that aims to achieve and help professionals in achieving their professional development goals. We also work with organizations to build their staffs, their workforce with up-to-date technology and up-to-date knowledge needed to do their daily tasks. With this, by offering a wide range of services, which includes training and development courses and career mentorship. To know more about BNet Learning, you can check our website on www.bnetlearning.com. I'll take that again, www.bnetlearning.com, to know more about our offerings and our various programs. With me today are two exceptional, knowledgeable, and highly trained data analysts. Between the both of them, we have over 20 years active data analytics and analysis experience. The first speaker for today is Olumide Oyalola. Olumide Oyalola is an advanced learner. He started up as a student of data analysis, after which he went ahead to study industrial mathematics and statistics for his master's degree program. He was a data scientist at eHealth Africa System and a data professional process minor. He is currently a business transformation manager at Longbridge Technologies. He possesses the knowledge and the on-the-job experience to take this webinar. Also with him is James Amoso. James Amoso is a business intelligence developer and a senior consultant, helping mid to large-size organizations globally design and deliver tailored data analytics solutions. With his strategic thinking coupled with technical skills, James provides dashboards that makes it seamless for stakeholders to take data-driven decisions. He has also built and implemented various machine learning systems for production, also providing end-to-end machine learning solutions to business problems. Those sessions want it to be as interactive as possible, so please drop your questions in the chat box or in the Q&A box. As the webinar is going on, kindly drop your questions so that we can them at the end of the presentation. Right now, I will hand us over to our first speaker for today, which is Olumide Oyalola. Olumide, over to you, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dami, for the introduction. Hi, good evening all. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining from. So for my end here, I'll say good evening. However, you can convert the time zone to your own end. So I'll be sharing this deck that I'll be talking from in a moment. And so quick mic test, just to be sure that I'm clear and audible. You can just do a thumbs up in just an emoji, just to show that you can hear me. Oh, perfect. I can see that. Okay. So that's already confirmed that I'm audible enough. All right. Without wasting much of our time, because the The core part of this conversation will be handled by James. That is where we'll be looking at the actual product that we are talking about, which is Power BI. But however, before we delve into Power BI, it's actually essential that we understand what data is and what data analytics actually implies, and how we can use Power BI to achieve how we can use Power BI as a tool to achieve a data analytics product, actually to get a data analytics products out of this Microsoft tool. Okay, now, there is always this concern. So is it data analytics? Is it data analysis? Is it data scientists? Is it, just name it. Now, let's not be bothered by the nomenclature. In Nigeria, we use this nomenclature interchangeably. But however, the core parts of all of this, more like the baseline of data analytics or data science or what have you, are actually three things. One, to actually save you money, to save you from unnecessary costs. Secondly, either to make you more money. So if it's not saving costs, it's making you more money. Thirdly, it could be to actually make you better. Do you understand? So from an organization point of view, a data analytics is actually that you do, right, using the raw information that you have with the goal of saving costs, making more money, or thirdly, making your processes, business processes better. You know, when you have a better internal process, better business process, from balance scorecard point of view, obviously, you achieve more value, and with that, you will be able to tap into a lot of opportunities. So that is the core part of data analytics. Now, there are many ways in which we can go about this journey. One of the way we can go about this journey is actually looking at data from what has happened in time past and summarizing that. And that is actually what Power BI is efficiently good about. And we call that descriptive data analytics. That is looking at what has happened and using that to make an informed decision or summarizing what has happened, right? Okay. Now, I've already talked about why analytics. The reason why analytics is essential is because of those reasons we've stated earlier, right? You want to make more money as an organization, as an individual. You want to save your organization from unnecessary costs, right? There is a decision to either go for different products, and you want to do a check to see which is better, right? Then you probably run a survey, you generate some data through the survey, and with that you can take your conclusion. In that regard, you've used analytics to make an informed decision. Or it could be that there are some processes in your organization that are in a way making a lot of things to slow down. So you have a lot of work in progress, and you want to see how you can streamline the processes so that at the end of the day, you only major on what is important and you exclude what is not important. That is also could be the goal of data analytics. So you can see that it has a whole lot of benefits. Oh, sorry, let me put it in slide in presentation view. It has a whole lot of opportunities, So the world actually runs on data. Data is everywhere. As we're talking, we are generating data. We're generating data because this video we are having is actually being hosted on a platform, and the platform, of course, will be getting a bit of data on the users on this particular call, data on if we are actually on recording. Of course, that is also another form of data. So currently, we are sitting on enormous data, and our ability to transform this raw data into insights to generate some relevant business outcome is actually very important. And that is actually the necessity as it is now for organizations to actually be able to transform their raw data into insights. So these are the reasons why, let me take that again. So more like the reasons why analytics is essential in a simpler form. Reason to work in analytics. I salary, job satisfaction, strong, and of course, it is actually the main thing. Almost organizations are actually looking at how they can actually blend their processes around analytics. So these and many more are the reasons why one should actually look into opportunity within the analytics space. So minimum skills to become a world-class data analyst. One, it's just to have the business acumen. It always starts from there. Have the understanding of the business, because analytics is an applied science, and you have analytics in HR, you have analytics in products, you have analytics in customer satisfaction or customer analysis. You have analysis cut across different streams, different verticals. So the first thing first is actually to have this basic understanding, this basic business understanding. Then thereafter, we can now layer analytics on it. Now, layering it on it simply implies knowing some certain tools, knowing some certain tools, either open source or proprietary. It could be, as we're talking today, Power BI. Power BI is a BI tool, that's a business intelligence tool. However, over the years, because of the fact that it is easier to integrate with other tools, it has actually improved from just a BI tool into a tool that can actually help to deliver a machine learning product, or a machine learning product. So because of the fact that you can layer both R and Python, which are the two major one of the two major programming languages that are being used in the machine learning and data science industry. You can actually layer them on Power BI, right? Another thing could be, okay, you want to master the art of SQL, which is very, very important. Then you want to have some basic understanding of statistics, some basic understanding of computer science. Of course, you can't shy away from programming. There are only a few things that you can do with click and drop. By click and drop, I mean a tool like Excel, a tool like SPSS, if you're coming from statistics, a tool like Stata or Minitab that actually gives room for click actions, right? However, if you want to go deeper, then obviously you need to start writing a bit of script or a bit of codes, either in R, in Python, in Julia, or it could even be in Java, as the case may be, or in Scala. That's if you want to delve more into data engineering. Okay, now, Microsoft Power BI as a tool started off some years back, just a few years back. I think it's even less than 10 years. But however, because it is actually owned by Microsoft, they've layered a lot of functionality around it. Initially, way back in the day, this is actually Gartner quadrant. It is a quadrant. It is a sort of documentation that talks about tools and in industrialized tools, either for analytics or even what have you. However, this page is showing Gartner quadrant for BI tools. Now, in the past, Microsoft's Power BI used to be where not among the leaders, because then it was basically Tableau, QuickView, Salesforce, SAS, and the likes that were more relevant in the leader's view. But over the years, because of a lot of improvements, integration with R and Python, it's now competing shoulder to shoulder with Tableau. It's competing shoulder to shoulder with Tableau. So as it is now, you can integrate your Power BI, your Microsoft Power BI with R, with Python, the same way for Tableau. However, the integration even in Microsoft Power BI is more seamless than I've seen in Tableau. Also, to add to it, it is not entirely open source. However, with your Microsoft account, which you can create, you can actually get to use it at least to a certain level. But even what you get to use to that certain level of as a freemium, it's not significantly different from what you can do with your licensed account. The only major difference is just that you will not be able to share. And also there might be one or few data connectors, which James is going to touch base on, that you might not be able to connect to with your free account. So it is very much available for use. However, let's just take a look at what the process looks like. So data analytics, it's a process. It's a process that starts from first identifying what the problem is, to delivering solution based on what has happened in between problem identification and every other thing that you do in between. So everything starts with a question. Everything starts with a problem. So there is a business problem. It might even be an opportunity for improvement in the organization, or it might even be just a generic need, or just not a problem defined per se, but however, you're doing more like an exploration. So it starts from that, and you move on to generating the hypothesis, then talk about how you're going to source the data, analyze the source data, and based on the analysis, make an informed decision. So end-to-end of the workflow is what we can see on this screen. So this still talks about the end-to-end of the workflow. It always starts with the question and it ends with what you've identified as the output of the analysis and how you can use that to drive change management in the organization. However, there is also a good product that actually speaks to this, which I think it might be good for us to take a clue about. It is called IIBA certification in business data analytics. That gives a better view of what data analytics is from the pragmatic point of view, not just from the technical point of view, but pragmatically looking at the problem and seeing how you can distill the problem into hypothesis and get your data, source the data, analyze the data, and all the tasks that are actually required. So I'm going to stop here while I I probably share the screen with why James actually take it up from here and continue with the demo for Power BI. Thank you for your time. I believe it's going to be a worthwhile listening to James as to walk us through Power BI. Thank you. James, over to you. You can take over the screen.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Olumide. I really appreciate that one too of introduction to data analytics. That's a powerful presentation, and I love that you've done most of the job, because without the basis of why we are doing this analytics, then it will be difficult to actually understand the workflow, the process of data analytics. From here, I'm going to share my screen. Then we are going to have a practical section of data analytics. Now, this is yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen. Please, if you can't see my screen, just let me know so I can do something. Yeah. So from here, I have, so this is going to be a very practical section, but before that, I want to run through some basic theoretical aspects of Power BI. So Olumide has talked more about Power BI. If you want to read more, we will share the slide with you. You can read more about Power BI in this slide. You can see that. So we have now what we are going into is like a case study, a project, and I want us to understand the problem we are trying to solve here. It's not just about analytics, is not just about visuals or charts, just like you are seeing in this report. It's all about understanding the business problem and the ability to create an optimal and efficient solution to the problem. So this is the project at hand. This is the situation. You have been hired by Adventure Work Circles. Adventure Work Circles is like a company, a global manufacturing company, to design and deliver an end-to-end business intelligence solution from scratch. You are the data analyst. The data will be supplied. Then you will be the one to do the analytics, the data cleaning. From the data cleaning, the data modeling, and data visualization. So that's what they mean by end-to-end business intelligence solution. So your clients need a way to track KPIs, sales, revenue, profits, returns, compare regional performance, analyze product level trends, and identify high value customers. So all you've been given is a folder of raw CSV files containing information about. Then the objective, we want to use Power BI desktop to connect and transform the raw data. We build a relational data model, a very important part of data analytics workflow, and we are going to create new calculated columns and DAX measures. And from there, we take things to the finish line by designing an interactive report to analyze and visualize our data. Just run through that so you know what we are going into. So this is it. So we are now we went to the business case we have at hand, and what we are going to do now is we are going to build a measurement planning. We call it measurement planning. That's where we define the KPIs, the metrics that our stakeholders are interested in. From there, we collect and prepare our data. Then we try and understand the data. Then we analyze, visualize the data. Just keep this workflow handy in your memory. So by the time we go through it, you know the next step in our data analysis workflow. So the next slide, we have the Power BI workflow. Connect, shape, and transform raw data, build table relationship, then we design interactive reports, explore and visualize our data. Now, there are three basic views in the Power BI interface. We have the report view tab, we have the data view, which is this, and we also have the query editor, which this is where you are going to transform and clean your data. We'll talk more about that. So we also have the in the query editor, we also have what is called the data modeling tab. I'll also show you that's where you are going to build your model. You see the essence. I'll tell you the reason why each of this process is very, very important to your final dashboard. So let's go there and then have a practice of what I'm talking about. So this is the report tab. You can see if I create a new blank page, this is when you open your Power BI, this is what you see, a blank canvas to work with, which is the report page. This is the data query tab. This is where you can clean your data. You can build calculated columns. You can build DAS measures. DAS measures is called data analytics expression. So, and how it works is just like building KPIs that are important to stakeholders. For example, like a profit KPI, we have returns, we have revenue, total returns, 20-day rolling profits, and so on and so forth. So this is just like a tip of an iceberg. So by the time you go for the course, we are going to dive deeper into all of this because there are a lot of details attached to that. Then we have the data modeling section. This data modeling section is what separates Excel analytics from Power BI. Majorly, it's what separates Excel from Power BI. But with the help of Power Query in Excel to have stepped up, and you can do all of this also just in your Excel. In fact, one of my best practices and my advice to professionals is that they should do their data modeling in their Excel workbook, then import it into Power BI. So by the time you get used to Power BI, you know the reason why that approach is very, very important, because by the time you start working with large amounts of data and you are using a live query, you are connected to a live query database, your report will start lagging. It will take time to load. But when you build your data modeling from your Excel and import, then it really speed up the performance of your dashboard and your reports. So let's go into the first step. Now let me try and open a new report. So you see how it looks like when you open up, when you fire up your Power BI software. So when you just open your Power BI, you will see how it's going to look like. I want you to see the blank canvas. So it's still coming up, but pending the time that's coming up. So the first step is, okay, I think we have that here. So this is how it looks like. You see this immediately you download your Power BI. This is the first thing you see. You can just come to get data from here if you want to start like that, but I will just close that. Then I come here, I select my get data. From now, in this particular case, I'm selecting from a text file and CSV file. I already have all the files in one place. The folder, you can see Power BI course file on my desktop page. Then I double click. Then I have all the data here. This data has been supplied to me from the Adventure World Global Manufacturing Company. You can see we have the calendar.csv, customers.csv, product categories, product subcategories. We have the products, Adventure World product CSV file, the returns and the territories. So this is how to import. Let's say I want to import Adventure World customers.csv. Then you click open. Then you see your data. It will bring up a dialog box. Do you want to edit, clean your data, or you want to load it directly into Power BI? If you've already done the cleaning, you can load it directly, but my best bet, you go to transform data. So then in case you want to Q&A your data whether it's good to go before you load it into Power BI. So from here, this is what is called the query editor, and from here you can do a lot of data cleaning operations like change. But my best part is that whenever you load data like this, you check the name of that table. Now we have Adventure World customers. You can rename it to something like AW customers. You don't want to have long names, so it's good to have all this. It's good to have a proper name for your table from the beginning of the process, because you can change it later. Changing it later will give you headache, and also, yeah, it's going to give you a lot of headache, because wherever you use that particular table name or column name rather in your DS lectures, that means you have to go to each of those places and change that name. So it's better to have a very good, clear, concise column names before you even load your data into Power BI. So this is where you change the name. You inspect each of these columns. And make sure that they are good to go before you load it into your Power BI. Customer key, last name, you check for blank, empty cells, empty records. Are there empty records? You check for it. This is where you check for it. Are the column names descriptive enough? This is where you check for it. And if you want to add other columns, you can even add other columns, like just right click. Sorry. Yes, it's sorry, you can come to new, add column. Can you see? Then conditional column. This we have different. You can add conditional column if you have something like a if condition that you want to state in your Power BI workflow. Something like for example, let me give you a very quick example. For example, you want to identify high income customers or customers to prioritize. So you can easily say, okay, if education level is equals to bachelor's or if annual income is greater than $100,000 and age is less than 50, you can identify them as high income or high valuable customers. So this is where you can define it. Then else you can state it as standard customers or just standard customers. Then after that you click OK, then it's going to add the new column here. So this is where you do all the data cleaning and transformation before loading it into Power BI. And once you are ready, you go to the home tab, then you click on close and apply. So once you click, let me click that and see. So apply changes, it's loading it into Power BI already. So then from there you go to get data, you load all that data that you want to load into Power BI also. So at the end of the day, if you want to see the data, you can see it from the data view. This view is called the data view. This is where can you see the data we just loaded into the Power BI? So this is it. So this is the data modeling section. You have that single table. Now because I only imported AW customers, that's why I'm only having one single table here. So by the time you load all of this data that we have here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, at the end of the day you'll be having 7 tables here. Also you will see those feed lists. You can see those feed lists, AWS customer. Also you'll see those 7 tables here where you can easily right click and add other columns that you want, if you feel like adding to it. So let's go to our finished work. So and then you can see here we have all our 7 tables here: AWS customer, AWS calendar lookup, territories, product lookup. We also have product subcategory and product category. So what I want to explain here is very simple. Data modeling is an important part of data analytics, and if you don't understand this part, you are either not producing accurate results or you are misleading those that are going to make decisions with your dashboard and reports. So it is very important you pay attention to this. Now everything is organized here. All the data we have here: lookup, this is customer lookup. Any data you are seeing lookup, let me expand this. You can see calendar lookup. This one we have AW territories lookup. All these tables that you are seeing lookup, sorry for that. Here we have product lookup. Here we have subcategory lookup. Okay, is this a lookup? I doubt it. Okay, this is a lookup also, and we also have this AWS product category lookup. So all these lookup tables are called lookup tables. But you see AWS sales and AW, we call them fat tables or data tables, because all of these lookup tables depend and are connected to either the AWS sales or the return table. The idea of this is called table relationship, and the reason why it's connected this way is reasons for data normalization. Normalization is putting your data or arranging your data in such a way that for each of those column names, arranging your data in rows and columns. That's data normalization. For instance, this AW customer lookup contains information about the customer only. See that you can come here, then AW customer lookup. You can see that this contains information about the customer only. You can't see information about products in this AW customer lookup. It's only information about the customer. We have the customer key, first name, last name, birth date, marital status, gender, email address, and all to the last point here, which is customer priority, standard, full name, parent, current age. You understand? So Also, AW calendar lookup contains information about the date. You can see date, day name, day of the week, month name, short date, and we also have AW territories and all. So also the fact tables contains what we call primary keys and foreign keys. These primary keys and foreign keys is what makes it easy for us to connect each of these fact tables, sorry for that, to each of these fact tables to our lookup tables. So now we go to the report page. Okay, let me delete this, we don't need it. So the first report page we have here is the executive summary. Sorry for that, I don't know how this got to my screen. I hope you can see the screen. So this is the Adventure Works logo, and this is total orders by category, total orders made by categories. So this is accessories. Once you hover your mouse on it, you can see total orders is 16,983. Total profit, you can also see from there, $569,634. So, and you can also add more. That's called 2 tips from here. Coming. Sorry, click on this visual. Then from here you can even add more. If you want to see the total revenue, you can come to AW sales. We have total revenue here. Then you can add it to the 2 tips. And immediately I do that, once I hover on my accessories, you can see the total revenue, $906,656. But I think stakeholders are more interested in total profit than total revenue, because the profit, you understand what I mean by profit. Also, we have bikes, and what's good about this report is that you can click on each of these category and know how it performed. This is a visual showing the product name, the total orders, and the return rate. We can see from here for accessories, we can see the product. We have water bottle, add the most orders. The return rate, the ones with the most return rate are more of deep red, and those with little return rate are very light, very light color. And you can even scroll down. Okay, this is the end of it, and you can even drill down. Once you come here, you can drill down to subcategory names. So under accessories, for instance, these are the products under accessories: ties and tubes, helmets, this and this. This is the product with the highest total orders, tire and tubes. This product has the highest return rate, 3.60 hydration packs. So this is how to interpret your visuals and make these decisions from it. You can also see the total orders by subcategories for you to know that we are on the right path. If you look at here, we have tire and tubes. Also here we have tire and tubes with the most orders with the appropriate data labels. And these we have do I still have time? I think we don't have much time again, so I'll just go through it. So for this is talking about, I'm coming, I want to, yeah, this is talking about monthly revenue. You can see it. This is the total monthly. Don't forget that I'm on accessories category products, so this is the total revenue for that. If I want to return back the filter, then I'm coming. So this is the overall monthly revenue, $1.83 million. This is the monthly returns, 166, and this is the, which one is this? Let me just scroll down and see. This is the monthly orders, 2,146. So, and what's even good about this product is that I can also know more about each product. For example, I've added something we call drill through. We can drill through each of these products to know more details about this product. If I right click on a product, for example, I'm right clicking on AWC logo cap. Let me activate that. AWC logo. If I right click logo cap, then select drill to product detail, then I'll be able to see details about each product. Now this is the weekly profit about this product. This is the the total profit. This is the total profit from 2016. You can see the line chart. This is the forecasting. This is to show us that we can also predict for the next 3 or 4 weeks to come what our profit is going to be. This is called a donut chart, a gauge chart. Sorry, this is used to measure target. For example, we have this should be, what's wrong with this? For example, this should be total current month orders versus targets. You can see it here. So this is the target is 221 and the current monthly orders is 232. This shows that we met our target for this month, and for this we have the current month revenue versus target. 3.7 is the target and we currently have 4.03. So this shows that we're on the right path when it comes to revenue and monthly orders. But for the returns, the target is 5. We don't want to have more than 5 returns in a month, but our current monthly returns is 6. That means there's something needs to be done to reduce these monthly returns, because as a company you don't want to make products, people make orders and they start making returns probably due to one issues or the other. So we don't want that. So for this we need to work on AWS logo cap product to reduce the monthly returns. So this is the story that you can make up from this visual. You can also see the monthly an area chart showing the monthly returns by dates. You can see, over here there's a lot of returns there. Total returns is 3, not too bad. Total returns there is 3, but you want to know the reason why those peaks are there. So this is the story you can make from this particular case study. And also there's also a concept called bookmark in Power BI. You can also add a bookmark, which I did there. Once you hit your control and click, it will take you to the next report. For this we have the price adjustment. You can also predict, okay, what if we increase our price? Can it lead to more profits? So that's what this is meant for. You can see, you can just drag it to, this is at 0. So what if we increase the price? You can see from here we have the total profit, and this deep blue is showing us the adjusted profit. So this is a normal profit we would have seen, but increasing this price rather, we can see how there was increase in profit for this particular product. Don't forget that we are looking at a particular product, AWC logo cap. I can decide to go back to my executive summary and choose another product. Okay, let me scroll down, and I want to know the reason why this product is having high return rate. I can easily click on this, drill through this product, then go to product detail. Yeah, why? Look, just take a look at the area code. Why are we having high return rate for this product? Now, what if I increase my price for this product? Look at the adjusted profit. It's almost similar to the normal profit, but there will be an increase in profit if we increase the price. What if we decrease the price? You can see that there will be decrease in profit for this particular product. Go to 650 red 52. So that is how you can make story from your Power BI dashboard and report. And what's beautiful about this Power BI is that you can publish to the web, to the server, then share rights, collaborate, how people will collaborate with your password, with your dashboard rather. And let's quickly go through that in a minute before the end. So you see, when you go to the under the home tab, we have this button called publish. So I can easily publish my report by hitting this button. Then do you want to save your changes? Save. Then it's going to pop up a screen which will allow me to sign in to my Power BI server, my workspace, select, replace. I've already published this, that's why it's bringing this. So replace, publishing to Power BI. So from the web, people can interact with your dashboard. Sources. Now we can open this Power BI from this link. If I double click on it, then it will take me to the tab. So this is my account. This is my password. I log in. Then it's going to display the Power BI. And you can even make this Power BI to be in a mobile view. I'm going to show you that after this. So this is my Power BI dashboard. You can see that. So from here, people can interact. You can share the link and people can interact. Everything's still working perfectly. Also from here, you can even, let me move this down. From here, you can even set the date. See, okay, maybe you want to look at your dashboard from let's say January 31st to 2017, 30th of 2017. Then you are going to see the result for it. You can also want to shrink it down. You can also drag and drop from here, yeah, and see how these changes are being made in your dashboard. These are so powerful and interactive dashboard, and you can interact with and make a lot of story from it. So depending on what Adventure Works is looking for, that depends on how you are going to build your dashboard. What story are they, what decision are they trying to make? Are they trying to increase their product price? So those are the questions. You have to have these questions down. That is called measurement planning in data analysis software. We showed you that in the slide. You have to have all these questions on one notebook. Which questions are they trying to answer? What product are they trying to open another branch in another location? So those will determine how you are going to collect your data. So from there, when you fire up your Power BI and do the visualization, stakeholders, necessary business decision makers will be able to make decisions from it. So one last thing I want to show you before we end this meeting, I want to show you how you can also make this available on a phone mobile. So this is your Power BI. You can come to the modeling tab, go to your report view. Okay, sorry, I'm coming. Go to your report view, then under the modeling tab, sorry for that. Sorry, under the view tab, you can see the mobile layout. So once you click on it, it's going to bring something like a mobile phone view. So from here, you can add each first, I want my logo, each of those visuals to your mobile view. Then you keep adding and you start arranging. This will take a lot of time. So by the time you do that, you arrange it and you publish it. People will also be able to view your report and dashboard right from their mobile view. They can also interact with it. Everything you can do on the Power BI server mode. You can also do it on the phone view. So that's very interesting about Power BI. You can actually do a lot, but this is just like a tip of an iceberg. I just showed you what you can do with Power BI. There's our upcoming program coming up, Power BI data analysis with Power BI. So when you enroll for this program, we are going to go in depth from the data preparation phase, loading your data into Power BI, data connection. You can also connect your data to a live database whereby you don't need to import that data into your Power BI. You connect live, and as you refresh that database, it loads the data automatically. And you can all this process of building data cleaning process, adding columns, DAS measures, you can automate everything with Power BI, and everything works just fine. So that's all about that. If you have any questions, just let me know, so I'll be able to go to it. And
Thank you very much, James. Thank you, Lumide. Wow, what an enlightening session. I really learned so much. I know many of us on the call have gained one or two things about data analysis using Power BI. This is my first time of seeing the Power BI in action. And I would say indeed I enjoyed the presentation right from Olumide's introduction and James' hands-on presentation of the Power BI tool. Thank you very much for doing justice to that. As Olumide mentioned, we have a class that will be much more hands-on and will go in depth into Power BI right from the beginners level to the advanced level. The class starts on the 11th of June. You can also check our website for more information on that. Right now, we're taking questions and answers. Please drop your questions in the chat box. Please drop all your questions in the chat box. I think we have one question here. It says, how does an application like Python play an important role in data analysis?
okay, that's a very good question. I love that. So when I started, I lean towards more Excel. So Excel for data analytics. So Excel is good. I see Excel and Python as almost the same thing. They can do the same, they can perform the same function. But where Python overrules is when, as you are building all these data models. Now look at this data set. We imported how many tables? 7 tables into our Power BI. So there are some business problems that you have more than this, where you have up to like 12 tables sitting on alone. You know your data model. As you are building this data modeling, is increasing the file size of data model. So I've been in that shoe before. I just want to make a presentation just like the way we're having this webinar, and I have done all the project. I've completed the project just to fire up my Excel, and my screen is just displaying blue. Why? Because the size of the file size is too much. So, and that's where Python comes into play. There is no limit. Even if you have 100 MB file, it's going to load very fast. And I think that's the main difference between Python and Excel. When you are using Excel, your file size can increase rapidly without you knowing, and once it reaches 50 MB, it's going to start displaying blue screen. But for Python, very fast, just a single line of code, import, then you import your data, then you start working. And Python also has all these cool visualization libraries like Seaborn, Matplotlib, yeah, for visualizing your data. So those are the common two visualization libraries in Python. So Python is also good for data analytics, for learners, for young learners, young professionals that are just starting out. I would prefer that, I would recommend rather that you start with Excel. Then if you feel comfortable, then you can upgrade to Python.
Okay, thank you very much, James, for that wonderful answer. Just to tell us again, this session will be made available to us. The recording and the slides will be made available after the webinar. We have the link to our feedback form where you can also drop more questions that you might have that we can't take at the webinar right now. So the link has been dropped in the message. Please click on the link to fill the feedback form. Also remember to drop any other question you might have. We have one last question here. What is data modeling? What is data modeling? James?
Okay, data modeling. Let me use this slide to go to it so fast. Look at it in the slide. We have this slide. What is a data model? This is not a data model. This is just collection of independent tables which shares no connection or relationship. Like if you look at this image very well, you see that there are no lines connecting this table to this table and to this table. So that is not a data model. So what is data modeling? Look at it here. Look at the lines. You can see it in a box. This is a one-to-many relationship between these tables. The tables are connected via relationship based on a common product key. Now the sales and returns table know how to filter using fields from the product table. So the essence of this data modeling is for you to be able to access these fields. You can filter using any of the field here on the product or for the returns on the product. You want to know, for example, now you want to know which product is being returned, not just the return date, not just the return date or the return quantity. You want to know which particular product was returned on this date. So that's the reason why we have all this relationship between the tables, and you can see those lines showing that this table is connected to this table. So that is data modeling.
Thank you very
Connection
much,
between
James.
different tables. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for that. Our time is fast spent. I think we can take a final question from Dennis. What is data cleaning? What is
Data
data?
cleaning. Data cleaning is a process of putting your data in shape. It's a process of QAing. We call it QA. QAing your data, checking that your data is in good shape before, because there's a popular saying in data analytics space. We say garbage in, garbage out. So if you just get your data from the database, you need to clean it, check for blank empty records. Are there empty records? Are there incorrect entries? You check for all of these. Are the data populating correctly? So the ability to clean your data well and make sure that it is in a good shape before you build your data model on it is very, very critical, because inability to do that or failure to do that you are just telling us that you are populating wrong figures. Now imagine this Power BI file we have here. Imagine it's populating incorrect figures, and our stakeholders are making decisions from this, from all these our visuals. The stakeholders are making decisions from it, so it can easily mislead them to take wrong decisions. So that's the reason why you have to spend so much time on data cleaning. And data cleaning, shaping and transformation takes 80% of your time, because that's where the work is. I hope you got that. So
All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry we won't be taking more questions because of our time. It's a 1-hour webinar. Please watch out or expect email where we'll give more information about the upcoming class starting on the 11th of July. It runs for 2 weekends, and we're having 16 hours of hands-on data analytics using Power BI. Remember to check us out on all our social media platforms. The link has been shared in the chat also. Also, during the webinar, during the class, the data analysis class, looking through on how to install the Power BI, because I can see so many questions here asking how to install the Power BI tool. Please remember to join the course. It is just 50,000 naira for the intensive 16 hours of Power BI practice. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll go right from the beginners level even to the advanced level. Please feel free to share and tell your friends about BNet Learning. Not only do we do data analytics, we also have courses like the business analysis. We have courses on the Scrum Master and Scrum Product Owner. We have project management courses and also Six Sigma courses. Please check our website for more details on this. Thank you once again. Thank you once again for joining the webinar. I hope we all enjoyed it and we all learned 1 or 2 things. So I should say see us in class on the 11th of June. Thank you very much. Bye.
yeah.
And thank you very much, James, also, and Olumide again.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've said it.